Broadway shows get like, what, a month and a half, a month, depending on the kind of show. I've got about 2 weeks to rehearse for this, which is a luxury considering that I usually have about 2 hours to rehearse most things on Glee, if not 2 minutes. So I think, you know, I know the show. Growing up doing musical theater and just loving musical theater, this is kind of one of those shows that, as a male performer, Finch is one of these iconic roles, and I'm definitely excited by the challenge. I think it's going to be fun. I don't think we're going to screw it up. And if I do screw it up, the music is so fun that I'm going to look like I'm having a good time because I am. So hopefully you'll get lost in that and not even care about the stuff. This is a classic American musical that kind of bred nerdy kids like me that got interested in things like Glee. So we're back to the beginning. Hey, what's going on? It's Darren Chris. First day, I'm kind of nervous, but I'm kind of excited. I've got my granola bars in me, and I've got my water, and I've got my excitement. In January, I'm going to be, on January 3rd, to be starting up How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, and which is kind of funny that it's called Without Really Trying, because I'm going to have to try really, really hard. That was perfect. That was a good point. Alright, Studio D. For this guy. Ready for this? This is all I know how to do. This is all I've ever known how to do.
Yesterday that I should say a couple words after the show, so frankly I'm speechless. It's been such a whirlwind, this whole ride for me. It's been crazy, so I just want to say a couple of thank yous before I go, because this is my last show. Thank you to obviously the wonderful producers who believed in me to let me do this and be a part of this wonderful project, to our esteemed director, Mr. Rob Ashford. Thank you for believing in me as well. To our genius in the pit, Mr. David Chase as well. And of course, to this wonderful group of people on stage and behind stage, the brotherhood of the Worldwide Wicked family. This is not only my last show, but the wonderful Cameron Adams and Christopher Hankey. Short but sweet, but you know, I think it's time that I think it's about time, because this firm's been pretty good to me, and I think it's time I went back to, I resigned and took the blame for what I did, and I went back to doing what I did before I came here.
What did you do?
Well, sir, I was on Glee. Only because I'm a sucker for musical jokes. Dave, give me that again. Oh, okay, well, here it is. Let's pretend this happened, because I planned this. Well, sir, I was on Glee. Just like plans in my son. Anyway, I want to get out of here, so thank you so much. You know, life, I always say life is only as good as those you get to share it with, and it has been an absolute pleasure sharing it with these wonderful individuals up here, and with all of you. So, like 10 years ago, when I was growing up in musical theater, I did a musical called Do I Hear a Waltz, and there's a wonderful line at the end of that show where the female character says, "Thank you so much for something between ridiculous and sublime," and it's been beautiful sharing it with all of you and with my beautiful family who's here. It's been beautiful. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and we will see you next time on Broadway. Take us out.
What were your impressions of this night with Darren and Bo?
I thought they did an amazing job, knowing that, sadly, as always was, that Dan and John were going to leave. You look at those lists and certain names pop out at you, and certainly Darren and Bo both were the names that popped out. I didn't have to change a single step for either one of them, which is great, and they worked really hard to get it and to really, really, really perfect it.
The trick for me was I was trying to not remember that it's a Broadway stage. It's just to remember this is just like college, this is just like high school, this is just like every theater you've ever spent hours and hours and hours in your whole life. Because as soon as you remember it's a Broadway house, it kind of freaks you out a little bit.
He's a very talented young man. He's got so many different talents. I mean, he's a composer. He's got a theater group. He does this. He's remarkable. We're going to see a lot of great things from this young man.
I mean, to take, we had originally, 4 weeks of rehearsal, 2 weeks of tech, and 4 weeks of previews before the people that counted were out there going yay or nay, and these guys did it in 2 weeks.
I think the best thing Rob has given me is just being such a sweet guy, and making me feel like we can really play with the material. Something that I don't get to do a lot on TV because it's very quick, but Rob and I, in 2 weeks, got to find a lot of different colors, and I think it turned out with a really good result.
Did people see a different Rosemary tonight because of Darren Criss?
I think maybe they did. She feels a little bit different to me, for sure. With what Darren's doing with the role, it's definitely, I think, necessary to adapt a little bit because they're very different.
Finch is such and it's an iconic role, and I feel so humbled to be able to put on those shoes. I don't know, the writing does it for you. I mean, Abe Burrows kind of has one of these classic books that, if you just add water, really, and put on a purple bow tie, and then you just go from there.